I'm Sharon Nelson Sinclair, and this is Mary Flatley Rodriguez. And we, of course, are here tonight to celebrate Kathleen Hanson Barrish. You might wonder why I used our maiden names, Nelson, Flatley, Hanson. We have a long history. Our grandparents homesteaded together. They homesteaded from Europe in the early 1900s, primarily from the Scandinavian countries. And they came to an area in central North Dakota, town where the railroad ended, Denhoff, North Dakota, and they homesteaded within miles of each other. So the Nelsons, the Hansons, and the Flatleys have been friends for a very, very long time. We are here tonight to celebrate Kathleen Hanson Barrish. And I'm going to have to go here because I just want to say that Kathleen, because of our long history and because we knew each other's families so well, was so much more than a childhood friend to me. Because Kathleen was a sister that I never had. And so that is how I always think of Kathleen. And I am going to try very hard tonight. Mary's going to take over reciting this. But I really don't want to cry tonight. And cry enough. Because we had so much fun that I want all of you to look at us, and when you see us and you see our children and our grandchildren, I want you to think of fun and happiness and just a very special group of ladies. So, Mary's going to share some of the memories, okay? And I'll make this start.
So yes, we are the North Dakota girls. I've pretty much known Kathy all my life. We went to elementary school, we went to high school together, and between Kathy and me, we had so many sleepovers. Our parents didn't know who was going to show up, each night. But they dealt with us. Kathy and I, as well as all of this band of North Dakota girls, we stayed close through college, coming to California, raising our families. Kathy was my go-to whenever I needed to talk about something really serious. We may not have been sisters by blood, but certainly of the heart. I happened to sing with a choir, and one of the songs in our spring concert this year was Thanks for the Memory. You might remember it as Bob Hope's theme song. I could not get through this song in rehearsals without tearing up and thinking of Kathy. And then it dawned on me, well, of course, that's what we treasure about someone when they're gone, is the memories. So I put together words to this song, and it's a tribute to Kathy and some remembrances of Kathy. And I'll read it in the cadence of Thanks for the Memory. Thanks for the memory of childhood on the plain, no reason to complain. The most exciting thing we did was going to meet the train. How lovely it was. Thanks for the memory of snowy afternoons. Summer couldn't come too soon, so we could go outside and build our campsites and then hide. How lovely it was. Many's the time we laughed, and many's the time we cried. but I always knew you had my back. And in return, I had yours too. Thanks for the memory of teenage years at Brush Lake, trying our best to roller skate, college years making Chrysler trips to parties at Ron Hips. I didn't talk about the sheriff coming. How lovely it was. Thanks for the memory of moving on to Hollywood, then Sun Valley and Los Al, Villa Park and Lakeside got lived in as well. In all those places, you kept us going. You always were our alpha girl, our leader of the pack. And now we'll have to figure out this North Dakota drought. How lovely it was. We had some things we didn't do, some things we couldn't quite get to. Another spa, another cruise, no time to lose because of illness news. We said goodbye with a phone call, agreeing to meet in the next life. How brave you were in what you faced. You even did that with grace. Thanks for the memory. I'm so grateful that I knew you. Goodbye and farewell too. Thank you. So thank you for memories of a lifetime. I thank you so much.
That's supposed to close. Give me a second. In closing, we acknowledge this has been a difficult day for us because we've lost someone special, our Kathleen. We know the days ahead will continue to experience loneliness and sadness. We know that love and friendship are a commitment that grows and deepens because of our investment in each other. The more we love, the more we grieve when we say goodbye. But thank goodness for a gracious paradox.
You're right.
Because in one sadness, there really is gratefulness. And that's for the life that we share with Kathleen. And indeed, we North Dakota girls had a good time. We really, really did. My stepdaughter called us on the way down here today. I'm not a Facebook person. But she said, Sharon, do you know what day this is? And I said, well, no. I mean, yeah, but not really, you know. And so she said, did you know that today is the 5th year of your mother's funeral? My father was the first of our group to pass away in 1981. My mother was the last of our parents, and she passed away 5 years ago in May. So today was her funeral. And so, you know, I don't know what you believe, but I know Kathleen is giving my mother a hug. And I say, Kathleen, I love you, I miss you, and thank you for the memories.
My name's August. I'm the son of Theodore Hansen. I just wanted to say, I'm Kathy, one of the brightest lights in my world, just like all my other aunts. My father, Theodore Hansen, the youngest out of all of the siblings. And, I don't really have much to say. I'm not much of a speaker, but I do have one story to tell. I walked into Kathy's, this actually happened last year, and she said, "August, what's going on with your hair?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "It's almost got as much stories as my house." And of course I started laughing. I just thought it was really funny, but that's my short 15-second speech that I just had to tell all of you guys. Thank you all for coming. You all are wonderful people. It really fills my heart, and I'm glad I could be here with you, Dad. I love you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Linda Knoll, and I know that you gals had a good time in North Dakota, but Los Alamitos had some fun also. I'm here to tell you about it, okay? I met Kathy 47 years ago. We were both residents of Los Alamitos, and I had a political rally of sorts at my home, and after everybody left, Kathy stayed on. I did not know who she was, introduced herself, and I have to tell you, it was instant bonding. She was like a ray of sunshine coming into your life. And who wouldn't want to have a ray of sunshine in their life? She and I proceeded to talk about the ills that had befallen our city in Los Alamitos. And we were determined together to change all of that. So we actually compiled a group of people, started a recall campaign to get rid of all the bad guys. 3 out of 5 council members. And damn it, we did it. Kathy was determined, I was determined, and we actually rallied the troops, and we succeeded in getting the 3 recalled. And as a result of that, we both ended up as planning commissioners in the city. And to say that that's, I think, when our relationship became seriously cemented for life. She and I shared so many personal experiences. I watched Adrian, I watched David, of course Bob, and she of course watched my children grow up. And she always used to say, my youngest child, who's here tonight, Andrea, that was by far her most favorite child, other than of course her own. And on that subject, Adrian, I want to tell you that when we would meet, which was sometimes twice a year, always once a year, because our lives had taken us in different directions physically. She lived down here, I lived up in Anaheim, so it was sort of difficult. But we communicated by, of course, email. And when we got together, after our first glass of wine, we always had a glass of wine, she would talk about Adrian and the 3 wonderful granddaughters that she had, and how they were truly the light of her life. And she would talk on and on and on. And I got to the point where, Kathy, how about my family? I've got something to say also. But she was, and I will miss her terribly. I still cannot accept the fact that she is no longer with us. I will remember her always. I will remember her friendship. I will remember her love of life, her very positive attitude, and that very wonderful smile that always rang true that things were going to be okay.
I don't have much to say. My name's Beth, and I'm Adrian's best friend. First of all, I love Kathy Barrish like nobody. I mean, I'm so grateful to her because she gave birth to and raised the best friend I could ever ask for in my life. And you ladies and your stories, Adrian and I have those stories with our friend Catherine. And we have them. We met in middle school, and we've been the best of friends ever since. And the distance, Orange County to San Diego, doesn't seem to matter. But Kathy, I'll forever be grateful for her because of Adrian, of course. But one thing I'm going to miss, and I'm sure you can all attest to, I'm going to miss that Christmas letter. I love that Christmas letter. Every year, the story, I mean, even though I already knew all the information, I knew what Nicole was doing, I knew what Danielle was doing, I knew what Molly's doing, I just love that Christmas letter because nobody does that anymore. And she always did that, and I love that about her. She was the most genuine person. Every time I came down to visit, she would make sure she was there. And she would come see my kids and hug on them and love on them. And she just, I know she loved me and I loved her and I'll miss her forever.
My grandma was always my biggest fan. She supported and loved me through every step of my life. Through high school and going away to college and getting into nursing school, she was always asking me how things were going and assuring me that I was going to do great things in life. And 2 weeks ago, I finished my first year of nursing school, and I wanted so desperately to call her and tell her about it. But I know that she knows, because I feel her energy with me every day, and I find comfort in that. But I will always miss watching TV shows about dogs with her, like all different kinds of dogs, and eating egg salad sandwiches with her, and helping her sort through all of her buttons and playing with all her button collection. And I'll miss sitting out on the swing with her and looking at all the flowers and talking to her about how my life is going. But I know that my grandma's always going to be with me. Her passion for traveling and learning about the world and caring for others is within me. And she will live forever in my heart. And I miss her a lot, and I love her.
Yeah, it's just hard to talk about. But my mom was special and amazing, and you know, after somebody passes, it's like, gosh, you realize how amazing they were. And you know, there's so many things that I wish I would have asked her. I know. I just want to thank everybody for coming. It's meant a lot. I've been kind of dreading this day in a way because it's a tough day, but it's nice, and I knew it would be nice. And where's Donna? Where's Donna? Oh, hi. Donna told me it would be nice. My friend Donna, who arranged all the catering, and she cooked all the food, and she just kept saying, it's going to be nice, it's going to be nice. And it was very nice. I just don't know how many words right now, but I figured I better stand up and thank everybody for coming.
And you did.
I did. So I feel better instead of going home and regretting that I didn't say anything. So anyway, thank you. Appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
I'm not from North Dakota. I'm not from Los Alamitos. But I am from Fontaine Street. And for that, I became part of the family, I think, or I feel. I live next door to Adrian, and I feel so blessed. I think she knew, everybody knew that we loved the family. We loved Kathleen and Bob, Karen, everybody. And every time Adrian had a family event, we were invited. That was a given. And when I saw Kathleen, every single time, she was dressed to the nines. Anybody that knew her knew she was going to be elegant. She was going to be gorgeous. The pictures that are out there in the lobby show that. I mean, there was nothing that was shabby about that lady. She was gorgeous. I'd see her, and she would have a thing going on in her attire, whether it was African, animal, print, whatever. It was beautiful. You could look at her from head to toe and just say, it would take your breath away. She was beautiful. And she was beautiful in spirit. I just felt a connection, and I don't know why. She was like family. She wasn't my neighbor's mother. She was more like a sister, I guess, a close aunt as far as age, I don't know, but she introduced us to travel on ships, and I miss the fact that we would hear about all of her excursions. She traveled the world, and they were in her Christmas letters, which we loved. I look forward to. They were true, they were genuine, they were not letters that were whitewashed. They were honest, and I love them. I miss the fact that the dinners at her daughter's house and how she would throw back her head and laugh. Her jewels. We would talk about that, and I loved it. She was an honest and beautiful person and an honest and beautiful soul. I miss her as a family member. Thank you.
So Kathy to me was my Aunt Kathy. She was actually my mom's Aunt Kathy. And she was, growing up, we would always spend holidays together, and she always made the holidays really special. But she was more than that. She was there for every really tough moment that we ever went through. And I remember when my dad passed away, sorry, I didn't know. Okay, sorry, I should have known that I would do this, because when I called Adrian to say I was sorry, I basically just lost it like this over the phone, which isn't really my style, but isn't really the best thing to do when you're calling to comfort someone who just lost their parent either. So, but this is exactly what I did and I just want, anyway, she had a really special place in my heart, and she was always there for us and I will never forget how she was there when my dad was dying, and how truly kind and compassionate she was to us. And she was there for every important moment, all of the weddings and all of the funerals. She was always there in the most real way. And the thing that I also loved about her is that, you know, you never had to cut through 10 layers of fluff with her. You could just be real. And anyway, she was a very special part of my childhood, and she was always there for us in the times when we needed her, and she was very special to all of us, and I'm sure we all loved her and know how special she was. And I'm sorry, I'm usually better at public speaking. I usually do this for a living, and obviously I suck at it right now, so anyway.
I just have a funny story to say to lighten this up. It's actually embarrassing, but so I remember there's this mall we would always meet my grandma at, and it's right by our house. And there was this store called Justice, and it's like this teeny bopper store. And I was buying my very first bra. I was like, I'm sorry, Dad. I was like 12, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, like waiting at the checkout line. I didn't want anybody to see me. And my grandma wasn't there yet. But then I remember, like, we were almost there. We were almost going to pay. And she walks in, and she just sees what I'm buying and goes, Danielle, you're buying a bra? So loud, and everybody looked. And I was so embarrassed. Yeah. And my mom was just like, oh, my God. And I just couldn't even say anything. My face turned bright red. I just remember that feeling, too. But, yeah, I just wanted to share that.
Hi, my name's Kelly, and relative to probably everybody here, I know about 1% of Kathleen compared to the rest of you in the family. My wife, Connie, and I used to work with her when she was up in Rancho Bernardo. And just with the spirit of the evening, I feel like I just wanted to say, I think Kathleen, think of all the wonderful things about her and her spirit, and take those forward in your own lives in the future. All the positive attributes about her, and carry those forward. You know, and the memories are great, but I just wanted to say that I think that's what Kathleen would really like, and I will miss her, and I know all of you will. But anyway, thank you.
I just want to add one thing to that. Kathleen was like a ray of sunshine. Working with her was awesome. But you know, it's really neat because she talked about you, her family, and her grandkids all the time, every day. And I feel like I know you all, and now that I've met you all, I really feel like I know you all. I mean, she just talked about you guys all the time, and it was wonderful. I mean, she was just a wonderful person, but I call her Sunshine because she was a ray of sunshine every day at work. She was awesome. And I'm glad I got to know her.
Hi, everybody. My name's Praveen. I've known the family for a long time, and I always kind of thought of Kathy as a grandma, so I'm just going to kind of refer to her that way. But I just wanted to talk about a day that I remember that's just kind of coming to mind that I spent. Nicole and I were at her house, and it was Christmas time, and we've already heard about how Christmassy she was. And we were just setting up like the ornaments of her tree, and I asked her about one of them. I can't bring to mind which one it was, but she had gotten all these various ornaments from like all of the places that she traveled, and I mean, I just started asking her about them, and she had a million things to say. And I always remember at like family parties just loving to talk to her. She always had so many stories, and she was always so funny too. And you know, there's one thing that in all of this made me really happy, and it was that, you know, in her spell of illness, she had a time that she was feeling a little, you know, more invigorated, a little better, and the whole family got to go on a cruise together. And I know that that was, I doubt that there was anything that could have warmed her heart more than that, because she's always been surrounded by a family who loves her a lot. And she always had that and will always have her.
You want to say
Thank you for coming.
thank you, everybody?